So here's my wire stripper. I purchased it last summer. I haven't used it a whole lot, but I mounted it up on a piece of wood here. Just bolted underneath. And I put it on top of the 5-gallon buckets. I have one that has number 1 copper and one that has dirtier number 2 copper. And I just strip it down, throw it in the bucket. I'll let you see. And I am working inside today. It's -17 outside right now, and so I just decided to set this up and get some of the copper cleaned up today before I just for something to do. This knob here, it's got a locking screw, locking nut. You can screw the height of the cutter up and down and just lock it in with the nut. It's kind of, once you get a specific size insulation set, it's just kind of nice to keep working on that same size and not have to adjust it a lot, because it can be kind of a pain. But I mean, it's not too hard. And I can do quite a bit in an afternoon. Usually just kind of put something on TV, listen to something on the radio while I do it. Just crank it through. Strip it out. It's a lot better than using a razor blade. I used to do that, and it just took a lot longer. Just I'm able to work through some pieces pretty fast. This last summer I had quite a bit of copper wire that I was able to collect up, and I just saved it up till I had a chance to clean it up, get all the insulation off of it. It's easier to just take it in and turn it in, but I get better pricing, you know, if it's all cleaned up. Plus, this is something I kind of enjoy doing. In my spare time. So here's a little bit thicker wire, and if I just ran it through, I'd end up dulling my blade because it would cut on the copper. So just straighten the wire out here best I can. Stick it in there, release. Tighten it down, and it might take me a couple tries to, yeah, it's not quite, if I can pull it back out, it's not quite tight enough. like I said, just getting the fine-tune adjustment is probably the tougher part of it. But once you get it adjusted, then it's not that bad. Just, that's fine. Usually why I just try to stick with the same size wire. Kind of ran through all of the other stuff, so it's really close. Like I said, I don't want to go too far because then I just end up dulling my blade that much faster. Make it even harder on myself. Puppy dog's bored. Cutting through the clear plastic nut all the way through. And I just look on here. I'm barely touching that, so I'm going to back it up just ever so slightly. But once you get it set up, it cuts it really nice. Just I like to bend it up so it takes up less space in my 5-gallon jug. I have to drive it almost an hour away to recycle it, so the more I can fit in my truck, the better it is. I like to take as much as I can in at a time. Copper, aluminum cans. Generally try to take enough, have it set it up so that I pay for my fuel with the aluminum cans, and the rest is money to buy more tools to get more done. It slipped off, does that sometimes, and just because it's not straight wire, it's kind of bent and crooked, and slip off once in a while. Hi, Papa Dog. Yes, I am talking to myself. It's crazy. I'm crazy. And that's going to be a pain right at the very end. Just because it's so crooked. And get her cleaned off. And usually just have a pair of pliers to smash this down. Channel locks are what I grabbed today, so works pretty slick. The stripper was $100, so that's a lot of copper you have to strip to pay for itself. It has not paid for itself yet, but I'm getting better. It will. It's kind of like everything else. It just takes time. And the bad thing about just having random amounts of wire is that spend a lot of time readjusting to get it all stripped down. Once you get it set up, it works pretty good. So anything that's braided like this, that smaller wire, it's just going to be, they'll only give me number 2 wire for it. Doesn't matter how shiny or bright it is. If it's braided wire, they won't give me number 1. Okay, so I'm into a new size again. It's bigger than the last one, so I'm just this 5-gallon bucket I did last summer. I just kind of threw a bunch of different stuff together. I want to loosen it up just a wee bit more. Now, this is bigger braided wire. It's about the size of a paper clip, and that would go for number 1 copper, or it should. It kind of depends upon the person who looks at it, because everybody has a different opinion, at least at the scrapyard that I go to. Some people say yes it is, and some people say no it isn't. I am going to try to just put it in with my number 1, get a few pennies more a pound, and just hope for the best. If I say it's number 2, that's just how life is. I collected all of this for free, so just out my time. There we go. And just like that. I have this bucket of wire that I'm going to go through, clean up, get the copper out of. Okay. So I'm gonna see how much copper I have stripped now. 14 pounds, 12 ounces of number one, minus about 2 pounds for the bucket, so 12 pounds, 12 ounces. And then number two, I didn't add very much to it, so that's 7 pounds, 15 ounces, minus 2 pounds, so 5 pounds, 15 ounces. But I did, like I said, I didn't add very much to that today. It was mostly number one. And I'll just keep doing that each day a little bit until I get her all cleaned up. Watson! Two. And the other dog you hear in the background going crazy. Too much. Okay. One more. Good catch. And Keone says, "What are you doing? You crazy, crazy man. You crazy, crazy man." Huh. Tired? You look tired. Yes, you're a good girl. You're a good girl. Just tired.